Hello and welcome to this is Mike of Nearly Enough Dice, and this is the Kerbal Space Program. Uh, uh, uh. Right, we have docked the Pallas lander with the Athena space station, and now what I want to do is I want to grab as much science as I can off of it, so that I can take it into the capsule and take it home with me. So we're going to grab that. We're going to take data off the accelerometer. Somehow, I don't know. There we go. Collect data. Oop. Now I'm not going to store this in the command module because I believe the command module has a limit to how many of the same experiments it can keep, right? At least I believe this is the case. Basically, you can only have one, like for example, if I go to the Midlands on the moon and I take a surface sample, a command module, a standard command module, will only allow you to take one sample. Oh, did we grab one? Doesn't really matter. I can't actually board there. There's already two Kerbals inside there. So, oh right, this seems to work nicely. I had a previous go at this in the save that shall never be mentioned because that's the save where I crashed the entire station. And I just could not get the science. Essentially, it was saying a bit upside down, but I can board anyway. Essentially, it was behaving as if I couldn't get to all the bits of science. I couldn't get to the accelerometer. It just wouldn't allow me to click on it. I couldn't get the materials bay. Wouldn't let me click on it. It was really aggravating. You'll notice I didn't get the mystery goo. That's because I didn't actually get any mystery. I forgot to get any mystery goo science. I can't remember if I forgot to get any mystery goo. If I tried it, I wasn't going to get any science for it, so I didn't bother. Either way, I didn't use the mystery goo for that. I'm going to see, because we're currently, the biome is saying we're over the Highlands. I can't remember what science we've done over the Highlands. Well, I certainly haven't got that one yet. I should have got an EVA report. I can do that now. But I'm going to get a crew report. No new science there. Going to do an EVA. Get an EVA report. Oh, new science. Sweet. Now, because I've got a ton of fuel in there, I'm going to refuel the Athena lander. Especially, it's been it's had all its experiments cleaned out, or the one it's had the one experiment that needs cleaned out. So I'm going to drain these tanks into these tanks, and then I can go grab that, plug it in, hopefully won't have gone too far away. I'm also going to check my orbit for paranoid reasons. Okay, there's no. I mean, I have no reason to think my orbit would be anything bad, but I had an experience once. Last time I did this in the save that shall not be mentioned. I did all the maneuverings, and possibly it's because I did some of the maneuverings with the station as a whole, because I could not with the Pallas. It's got Verna engines which allow it to go that way, but can't go up and down. So I thought, I know, I'll use the Athena lander to do that. I must have disrupted my orbits. Oh no, I've been an idiot. By doing that, I've stopped the fuel flow. Duh. I should remember that that's what happened. Oh, that's interesting. It actually flows into that one as well. Oh, that's... Ha. Okay. That's not a problem. It's something I can cope with. It. I'll just unclick that one so nothing new is going to go into it, and then just fill up those ones as much as I can. So I have to keep that going. To make sure that the refueler doesn't go to... Well, it's not actually... That wasn't intended to be a refueler. It was intended just to be a transfer stage. But it does have a chunk of fuel in it, which I'm not going to... Which I won't be using otherwise. So I might as well just use it as a tanker. I have decided that I've got a new project, which is I'm going to bring an entire orange tank worth of fuel to this orbit. I think this is a very, very silly plan, which is why I want to do it. I think I'm going to have a huge orange tanker with one of the big RCS tanks. Specifically, you can't see it. It's got my space tug is actually just basically 2 RCS tanks, 2 of the very big RCS tanks, kind of glued together with a probe body in the middle. Okay, so now I do Alt. No, I just get rid of it. Yeah. So you can see this is basically just 2 very big RCS tanks. So a big orange tank, and a few of those, maybe 1 or 2 of those, into lunar orbit. That is my next plan. So basically, I'm going to make a fueling station. Was it this one? It was that one. Basically, I'm going to make an enormous fueling station in the moon. And this is a ridiculous project. It's a very, very silly thing. And because, when you see these rockets, you see the rocket, the actual Apollo rockets, there was this enormous thing, right? That big? If those Saturn V was that big, not that much went to the moon. So you can just imagine how much, like what a ridiculous amount of rocket. How much rocket am I going to have to make to take an entire orange tank up to the moon? But if I get an orange tank with a whole bunch of docking ports on it, and some RCS fuel maybe, I was thinking, I think I've got Gigantor solar panels now, so Gigantor solar panels. Just go mad. Just have the whole kit and caboodle. Yeah, I think that would be pretty awesome. Now we just passed a Highland crater, which I suspect was just that. What might be an idea, actually, is doing one of these surveys, like literally just going around polar. And I don't know if in stock there's any mapping technology. I know there are mods where you do mapping. I know you do things like there's Kethane. There's a Kethane mod where you can find. I think Kethane is a kind of rocket fuel. So you can go to, say, the moon and mine rocket fuel. Scott Manley did a really excellent tutorial. There's an excellent thing on his Interstellar Quest, where there's in fact a real, genuine, maybe we should actually do this for realsies idea, where literally you make moon rock into fuel, because it's aluminium and something like that. I can't remember what it is, but you make actual moon rock into fuel, which means that I could have a facility on the moon. Why is that not there for me to undock? Right, so I'm actually happy for that to just drift off, because I don't. Yeah, that's a an autonomous craft. It can control itself, so I don't mind terribly much what happens to that. Which will undock there. And I have to swap to. See, I can't actually control this. It's got no control mechanism. And I will swap to this one. And we'll just RCS out. This might be a little. I probably could have been a bit more everything about this, but never mind. So we're going to go into chase mode. Turn on SAS. Actually, let's go to let's tell an SAS on that one as well. Let's go back to here. Just want to match velocities. I want to make sure that, well, actually, what's going on here? Orbit's not doing anything stupid, so I think we're fine. It's going to drift away, but I don't care about that. So I actually want to select and find it. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, there we go. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. So I'm just going to cycle through my. Oh, I was hoping it would actually. Oh, there we go. I was hoping it would position me in a sensible way. So the Pallas lander, I don't care about. It can go where it wants. I mean, I'm going to control it in a little bit anyway. Right, so this essentially just has RCS. I do have some engines on it, technically speaking. Oh, that's quite bright. But I don't think I'm going to use those engines. Apart from anything else, I've got engines pointing both ways, and I can't remember which ones are pointing which way. And I may or may not have. I think I forgot to set up action grips. And you can't set up action grips once you're outside of the VAB. So there we go. Which way do I want to go? I want to do this. line up. So lining up the direction is completely pointless for this particular instance. But hey, I think it's a good habit to get into. I'm currently heading away from it. That's probably not what I want. Get a sneaking suspicion. Oh, where is it? I'm trying to work out which way I'm pointing. I mean, technically, it doesn't matter too much. Because I just used a docking port indicator. I don't really need to see out the front of my craft at all. And I'm heading away from it at high speed actually. Head towards it slightly. Oop, nope, nope. The RCS on this is not as well balanced as I was hoping it was going to be. I thought it'd been. Ooh, let's back off. Let's back off. Let's back off more than I currently have been. Let's break everything, shall we? Oh no! And I've got it rotating. That's aggravating. And I was pointing the wrong way. Yeah. Okay, what can I do? What can I do? Right, what I think I can do, about the only thing I think that's worth doing, is to bump into it. And see if I can stop the rotation. Well, I should always only ever dock with things that have their own control. I may have to just give up on that. Nerds. Very lucky I didn't lose any solar panels. Right, so let's. Can I set that as? See, the problem is it's going to be very difficult to differentiate between the various things you want to click on. do with setting that as the target. But I don't think it's going to let me. I managed to click on it before and get that to set as target. I don't particularly. I just don't want the. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's what we want. Check the fuel situation. No, fine. Well, I think this is going to be very painful. And this is actually where I would much prefer something with a claw. This is very irritating indeed. Should put some reaction wheels on this thing, right? Right, can I match speeds with it, I wonder? And then, you know... wait for the docking port to come around. I did not deserve that, but I got it anyway. Right, what's my orbit doing? Somebody did not put... That's okay then. Somebody, I'm not saying who this person was, okay? I'm not saying. But somebody did not put a flight computer on this particular item. So we are going to control from here. I can't believe that worked, quite frankly. But it did work, so that's the main thing. Oh, the moon looks so close! I mean, I'm like 12,000 meters, 12 kilometers above it, but it looks so close. Slippery lightning. Right, what am I doing? I am Positioning that there, and then I'm going to try and move the yellow thing up. There we go. I'm going to spin. Well, we're quite a distance away. So we're just going to try and line up again. Get within some kind of vaguely reasonable distance. Well, actually, you can go a lot faster towards it. Right. That's a meter per second. That's going to take forever. Grasshopper heading off into the distance, but I don't care about the grasshopper. I can always go fetch the grasshopper if need be. The grasshopper isn't going to be falling out of the sky anytime soon. It's all good. So I should probably try and work out which set of engines are pointing which way. And actually, you know, do a proper kind of boost towards it. I'm not that bothered, quite frankly. Let's have a little bit of a boost. Now I can start looking at it and deciding where I actually want to put myself. Do you know that I might as well, I think that shoulder port's perfectly acceptable. The RCS is not as balanced as I would like. Well, obviously, you know, to an extent, of course, it's not going to be all that balanced. Let's not go quite so far. Of course, it's not going to be, you know, the certain amount of unbalance is going to be because I've actually got something on the back of myself here. Back off, back off, back off. might change my... Yeah, I'm changing my mind about that. We're going to go for that one instead. That's going to be quite a bit of a translation this way. And then back. There we go. I'm not. I wasn't able to. I've overshot the. It took longer to get my horizontal where I wanted it. Well, not my horizontal, actually my vertical. That line. Trying to get everything lined up. Careful. So now I have fuel. Those are both empty. So if I just do get that. Yes! Wasn't that fun? I'll do that stuff. Probably what I want to bring along with my great big huge orange tank is not just a big orange tank, but maybe a tug or two. Maybe something. Let's try something. Yeah, that worked well. That does what I wanted it to do. Maybe something about this size of fuel tank. No, actually, in fact, maybe what I want is a tug like that, only with the fuel tank in the middle, right? Like that, big fuel tank like that. And so the big orange tank would sit slightly off the way because it would, if you could brush against this and just break into bits. And so you'd have a refueling tug here that would move between the two. Some would say, "Oh, is that all I've got?" Okay, so I'm gonna have to bring out another fueling tank anyway. So that's okay. I thought I might actually have more there. That's all right. So that's now empty of fuel. That's fine. So after all that, I mean, so I was able to refuel the Pallas lander, and I think I've got about to where I want. No, I have more fuel in those. No, that's claiming to still have some fuel. Where are you keeping your fuel? Where are you keeping your fuel? That must be wrong then. That's the only I can think of, unless there's fuel crossfeed, so effectively it's pulling off those tanks somehow. So I think that's alright. Just get rid of those. Yeah, I'm going to decide what to do with that. I think what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to see if I can deorbit it. That's going to be kind of interesting to see whether or not I've got enough oomph. Well, that's got quite a lot of, how much oomph does this thing have in it? It's got a fair amount of mono. Do I have enough working delta V to deorbit this and then get back and not die horribly, is what I'm thinking. But that's going to be for another day. I think I'm just going to leave it here for the moment. The Athena grasshopper is off there. The Pallas VI grasshopper is off there, and is ready to do more science. Yeah, oh, that's quite a nice shot. So let's leave it there. Let's say thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you've been enjoying these videos. And you can also visit us at nearlyenoughdice.com, which is a role-playing game themed podcast and blog, and we're also on Facebook and Twitter. So just look for Nearly Enough Dice on those, you should be able to find it. And finally, until we see each other again, reach for the stars.